In life, I've seen two types of teachers. Society classifies them based on two words, good and bad, meaning, if someone has done something good, then he's considered good. And if someone has made a fault, it means he's bad. A person has both good and bad characteristics. I have divided all the teachers in my life into two parts. And I want to talk about a kind of teacher for 2 minutes. The teacher I want to become like. One type of teachers in my life used to teach us subjects in the academy, school, department, and tuition. They taught us at different places and only focused on their work. They didn't even remember our names, and we didn't have any one-to-one connection with them. They lacked command over their subject. I'm not doubting their honesty. I'm not doubting their abilities, but there was no human connection with them. The one word that is a human connection, a man-to-man connection, in which I'm a firm believer, is essential for education. If education was possible only through books, then Allah would never have sent prophets. Allah has sent prophets, revealed scriptures on them. So, let's say that one human touch, one human connection, I'm a firm believer that human connection can do things that even a university cannot do. Human connection can do things that even a college cannot do. Human connection can accomplish goals that perhaps no one can even imagine. It is so powerful. This concept of company, association, and gathering is something that has been prevalent in our Indo-Pak region for centuries, especially in this entire region. The concept of these gatherings is centuries old. Even if you have seen Ashfaq Ahmad's Zawiya, it is the same concept. Just imagine, if I go back to my time during university life, we used to watch Ashfaq Sahab's Zawiya on television. It used to air on PTV. There were gatherings of elders here and there. Now the other type of teacher is the one with whom we had one-to-one connection, and I have introduced you to some people. I have interacted with people like Mr. Kashif Rashid. I have many teachers, Mr. Naveed Majid, Mr. Amjad Devan, and many others. Later in life, I have had great teachers, Mr. Sarfaraz Shah, Mr. Irfanul Haq, many such people that I have met after university, and I have learned a lot from them. When there is a human connection, remember that the relationship, the connection, has a price. Not everyone can afford it. Now, what is that price? It is the values that you practice. That's how your relationships are built and saved. It is the values that you practice. That's how your relationships are built or saved. If you don't practice them, relationships won't form. And your human connection, or let's call it your people pool, is something that cannot be artificially created. Whether it's on the surface of your home, within your family, or in the context of a spiritual mentorship, in any form you may take it. In human connection, there are things that, if not present in someone, creates a sense of isolation around them. And among these, the most important thing is empathy. Empathy means that you can tolerate someone. In this big world, there is often not the capacity for someone to witness their junior growing. I'm discussing this topic with you, starting with an apology. Movies have been made on this topic, even in Bollywood and English movies, specifically around this subject. Alright, and what happens is when someone below you, your junior or your student starts to grow, eminent people start feeling hatred. Although they may not desire to hate them, but they cannot tolerate it. First, empathy is required. Second, patience is required because there is a vast difference in intellectual levels between them and you. There is a world of difference in their exposure and your exposure. They cannot see what your eyes can see. There is no benefit for them in that. You can say that person is a child, and if you feel threatened by them, then keep in mind that the reason for feeling threatened is that you do not have the human connection with them or your surroundings, or you cannot be a great teacher like this. The third thing is attention, which is the most valuable. In today's era, and in every era, among the two most precious things, one is attention and one is time. The meaning of attention is that to divert your focus in life by spending time on something and, in other words, to give space to someone in your thoughts. Time means that you give a part of your life to someone which, once spent, given to someone, cannot be taken back. The time you are giving me or I'm giving you cannot be returned. And then comes the next level, which is very crucial, that is sacrifice or selflessness. You see, if you have a strong familial connection with a dear elder who may appear as a head in your family, be it your father, uncle, or anyone else, whom everyone respects, you will observe sacrifice and selflessness in their lives. Selflessness is the height of Islamic principles, which means you give something of your own to use someone else. Normally it is said that if I have given something, what will I get in return? In selflessness, you're saying, I have given it. I don't want anything in return. That is selflessness, right? Generosity means that you had a lot, took something out of it, and shared. Selflessness means that you only had that thing and you gave it away. Just for the sake of saving someone's life, for the sake of letting the relationship survive, letting the connection survive. Even sometimes, people sacrifice their ego, thinking it doesn't make any difference sacrificing your ego. So the conclusion is that those teachers of the second type, when I have told you their virtues, they were beneficial because of their high character and the personal traits they possessed. We got the opportunity to sit with them because of their good conduct. Among them were teachers who also treated us, who gave us opportunities for service. It was a wonderful opportunity. I have many such teachers whose shirts I have pressed, many such teachers whose children I have played with, and now they have grown up. Many children have gotten married. I remind them that don't you remember when I used to give rounds on a motorcycle when you were little? So among them are many teachers who have included me as a member of their home, which is a big thing. It is the epitome of a relationship that someone considers you as a member of their home. Give you so much space. It's a significant gesture. Consider it as a favor from a teacher, from a big person, that they make you their own, like a child or a son. Luckily, many of my teachers have considered me as a son, meaning they claim that I'm their son. I say these are my father figures. So from this second type, I benefited a lot. I benefited from them by getting the chance to learn small manners, because that limited knowledge I gained in the class subjects, I have forgotten those subjects today, but in comparison, the teachers who taught and loved, I learned a lot from them. So the things are listed for you. How many were there? What were the 5 things? Let's give those 5 things a name. The name is unconditional love. Even if there is a condition, it is such a beautiful condition that we fall in love with that condition. What is that condition? That condition is to progress, to grow, to achieve success. So these 5 things I've told you, remember them. These 5 things are named as love, unconditional love, selfless love. And these are so powerful. If you know how to do it, or if you have mastered the art of it, if you understand its science, how powerful unconditional love is. Unconditional love is such a practical remedy, a formula. Then you become a great person, and in every great person, these 5 virtues I mentioned are more than common people. Once a college ran a campaign. My concept was entirely that let's run a campaign for being a great person. So we used to go to cities and give lectures that what a great person should be like. Our society understands that perhaps an M&A is a great person, a powerful person, a person with a bigger car is great, a person with an expensive mobile is great, a person with a big house is great, and a person with money is great. So we used to say that if there are values, then he's great. If there is a good character, then he's great. The one who is beneficial for others. The best person in the universe, whose footsteps we are not even worthy of, the Prophet Muhammad has said, the best among you is the one that is beneficial to others, who gives benefit, does not cause harm. And today I shared with you the idea of selflessness, the kind of love where one feels joy in seeing you grow. So my wish is that I try to repay the debt I owe to those teachers who have influenced me. I attempt to do this through education and by organizing gatherings with you all when I have a little more time and more organized. Mostly, I try to have a day in the week where I can engage in conversation with you people. On one hand, I myself am teaching a course, and there might be some people who take classes with me regularly every month, but with some, I have had absolutely no interaction. So I thought we should have a weekly gathering, and every time a new group should come and we arrange breakfast for them. This is the same style of those teachers, the second type that I told you about, who had a profound impact on me. I learned from their habits, their etiquettes, learn by watching them discipline others. I learn by dealing with them. I learn by going to their homes, observing their habits, seeing them in a relaxed state and thinking, wow, this is how they are in their homes. How are they with their children? How are they with their family? How are they with those around them? When I saw this, I realized that the learning from them was more than what I gained from universities, colleges, and books, okay? So now it's your turn.